welcome back to the podcast. This week, it is my choice, because I'm the greatest, and I want to talk about Gigi, because it's a movie that only our family talks about and likes a lot. I watch it literally like once a month. I love it.
That's not true. They showed it at Tinseltown.
It's a classic movie.
It's a classic.
They showed it.
Yes.
Well,
okay, so in
I just
case
feel like
you
we're kind of
don't
old
know,
ladies, so I feel like...
Yeah,
Wow.
we'll need to give you a synopsis of the film just in case you haven't seen it. It's set in...
France.
Yeah, it's set in...
I love how Daphne was
She just took over. Here's what it's about. Oh my god.
Daphne touched my whole soul. You're like, hey. That's not
I apologize. I like this movie a whole lot. I want to get to talking about it.
So it's one of my favorite movies because it makes me cry and is very romantic, but is problematic and slightly gross.
Only in parts.
Only part.
Parts of
Okay,
it.
The main story is not
if
so
you
bad.
ignore the nasty bits, it's a wonderful
They're
film.
not,
Wow.
they're not nasty as much as they are just
They're
really
creepy.
questionable. Yeah.
They're creepy.
Super sketch.
Focus on the main plot.
Yeah.
What's
The main plot is
about?
very nice.
Main plot
Daphne.
is
What's the main plot?
main plot is she is like she's not a little girl, but she's Gigi. Don't start. Who, what, when, where, why?
The
Shut
titular
up.
character of the
You
film.
just said she.
Yeah, she. Okay.
The movie is
she's
called
what,
Gigi.
16 in the movie, I think?
I assume 16, just because
Yeah.
that's where my brain kind of goes.
Yeah.
She's still in
But
school.
I'm
but
not
she's
sure
old
how
enough to
Leslie
be.
Caron
Yeah.
is.
It's based like 1850s.
Early 1900s.
Yeah, early 1900s.
They've got a car.
Paris.
car,
They
yeah.
have a car.
So it's
yes.
probably like 1910, 1915, because he's rich.
1922. Just
Oh my-
tell the story.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so she's basically young, and she is best friends with this older guy named Gaston, and she lives with her grandma, and they hang out all the time. And it's basically, the beginning is just them showing how good friends they are and everything, and how she's a little girl. And he's like spanking her and being like, oh, it's fun and cute because you're tiny and everything. And then he realizes that he's in love with her, and then she realizes that she's in love with him. And it's a romantic movie, and it's wonderful.
It's a really nice...
But
yeah.
the issue
Yeah.
is the whole age business, and it's mostly the only like big issue with the movie is Honoré Le Shy,
Yeah.
because he is
Yeah.
a very gross old man,
He
and
is
the whole
played
purpose
by
of
Maurice
his
Chevalier, so
the
he's very
whole
classy,
purpose
charming.
of his character is to be gross, but his character's supposed to be gross in the women are just objects kind of thing, but they don't.
toys.
Yeah,
really.
they don't talk about the whole pedophilia thing.
Yeah. Honoré Le Shy is like 60 years old, and he's out here dating 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
We got a problem.
So he's supposed to be like a ladies' man, but the problem is that
He's not that old.
The
He's
very
probably
first
50,
song,
60.
he's singing about little girls. And what's the line? Those little eyes.
Those little eyes
so helpless and appealing.
One day will flash and send you crashing through the ceiling.
It's just
Yeah.
stereo.
It's super creepy.
Gross. It's really gross. And he's basically just saying, oh, look how cute they are. They're going to grow up and get in my bed. And
Which, Honoré
If
Le
it
Shy,
weren't for that
he's got a
part,
new girlfriend every couple of months.
if it
So
weren't
they
for that
probably
part,
will be.
if it weren't for that
But,
part
yeah.
of the song where he's singing about, I mean, he has to introduce Gigi somewhere, and you have to see her playing with her friends and being
Yeah.
childish, you know what I mean? But
she's a
if it
young
weren't for that, he
schoolgirl
would just be a womanizer, and that would be totally fine. It'd be fine.
Friends!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
It wouldn't
it's
be creepy
super
at all,
questionable
but
and
it's-
very sketch.
Yes.
Yeah, but you,
Yes.
by the end
But-
of the movie...
It's okay, because through the movie you see her grow up, so that's fine.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
it's okay because Gaston directly goes against
Yes.
Honoré Le Shy.
Yeah.
You see, Honoré is his great uncle, right?
His just uncle.
Uncle
uncle,
or great
yeah.
uncle.
He
But he's-
doesn't
yeah.
have his parents. He has Honoré. Honoré is really his father
Right.
figure
And
mentor.
so because he's the father figure, that's who Gaston has been listening to the entire story.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So when he's listening to him say things like, basically the idea of women are just objects, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting against that the whole movie. Gaston is like, I don't care for that. I'm
Right.
looking for a significant relationship.
And he's saying that you have to for your reputation, because that's what everyone does. Everyone
Yeah.
throws these huge parties, so that's what you have to do
Yeah.
to stay in the papers and to stay
but
relevant.
he did that after the girl cheated on him. After Miss Bianca cheated
After Miss
on him.
Bianca. Her name is not Miss Bianca. Just
I know
because
her
in The
name's not Miss
Rescuers,
Bianca.
it's the lady that played
She's-
Miss Bianca. What's her
What's her
name?
name? Natasha?
Eva
Natasha.
Gabor.
Even where the fuck did
Yes.
we get Natasha?
I don't know
know.
Natasha.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, Gaston is dating a woman who happens to be played by the lady who played Miss Bianca, and they are There's a really good song. This is a musical. Okay, there's songs all throughout.
Yes,
there's a
which is
really
why I
good
love
song
it.
where he's looking at her and he's like, "You're so happy and you're so bubbly tonight. You're cheating on me, you bitch." And
Yeah.
Wow.
That's basically that's
such
the
a good
whole
song.
Yeah.
And
But, I
she-
mean, the truth is that she is cheating on
She
him,
is
though.
cheating
Yeah.
on him
That's why
with
she's so
her
happy.
skating instructor. And so
But his whole way is a skating
It's always a
instructor.
skating instructor or some such specimen. But yes, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
They were being rich and famous and dating each other. She cheated on him, and because she cheated on him, he had to do this big dramatic-y thing
To show that
and
he's like
to-
over her and
Yeah.
that she's not
And
worthy
Honore
of
is like,
his-
well, you can't go to ground. You can't go run away and have fun in Monte Carlo. You have to be here. You have to be shown to be having fun. You need a new girl every week to prove that you are okay and that this is okay and that you are still big and famous.
But then she did the
And-
opposite, and she like tries to commit suicide, but she does it like just to be dramatic.
Insufficient poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say the lady on the phone, she's committed suicide again.
Again?
Well, like, I mean,
apparently-
the way that she screams, like, when he breaks up with her.
Oh, yeah.
Who
It's-
does that?
It's all
Who
to
gets
be
She
broken
leans
up
on a
with?
chair and she's got her hand in front of her face and she's like, no, my love! And it's
That's
like,
the smelling salts. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
you were
Yeah,
cheating on
it's-
him with a
it's
skating instructor. You should have
specifically
expected this.
to get attention. That's all it is. And that's her whole character. That's like kind of
but
why it's good that he gets away
that's
from her in the first
the
place. because
game
then he
that
can go
these
with
rich
Gigi.
Parisians are playing, and that's why Gigi has that whole song. I don't understand this.
well, that's
Right.
also
Yeah.
why Gigi, not to skip to the ending of the movie, but that's also why when Gaston proposed to her originally,
Spoiler.
she's like, actually, I don't want this.
I don't
because
want
if
to
I
be
get
married
into
to
a
that."
relationship with you, I'm going to have to play that game where I'm going to have to, you know, I'll just have to go
Yeah.
on with the poison and stuff, and you get to move on, and I just get to go to another gentleman's bed. And he's like, Gigi, you embarrass me. And he's like, well, that's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
That's
that's
all
what
that
happened.
she's seen
Well,
in the
especially
papers from
you
her
weren't
aunt.
embarrassed to talk to my aunts about it, and they weren't embarrassed to talk to you about it or me about it. So why should I be embarrassed to talk to you about it? And it's just
Right.
like the business of being in a relationship,
Right,
Which
it's so stupid.
it's it's kind
And
of
that's the whole
horrifying.
point
and
of the
that's-
movie
yeah.
is like to be able to break out of that and just be like, love is love.
Yeah, be like, I love you, and I would like
Wow.
to actually marry you.
I don't
please.
need that.
Like,
I don't need.
yeah. Well, that's
I'm
the
just
thing.
gonna rub your tummy the whole time.
Yep. I
I'm
mean,
fine.
I know that I've got one, but like, do you have to?
Well, it's soft. I like the dress.
Okay.
It is a very lovely dress. Yes.
I like
I'm a
the
touchy person. I laugh and I reach out.
I know. I've seen you do that
I'm-
to Jeanette last time.
I
You
did
were
it.
like,
I did it on her arm. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
and we were all like, whoa.
I'm a person. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay. Pat, pat.
See, you don't like it, but you
He
get
doesn't like it.
I can't pat people on their head like they're a
You
dog.
can dish it out, but you can't take it. I see how it is.
God. Anyway.
Yeah. So no, it's a good movie. It just has these minor problematic elements.
At least,
scattered
you
throughout.
know, okay, the main problem with the movie is Honore, and at least
Yeah.
both main, actually all three of the main characters, if you think about it, because Gigi by her actions, but not directly, but there's two characters that directly to his face are like, you're an idiot, and I hate everything about you.
Yeah.
Like, there's two different people, because Gaston does that when he's like, I'm leaving now, goodbye.
Yeah.
But then there's also Honore's ex-girlfriend,
Who is Gigi's grandmother.
Gigi's grandmother, has a whole song
That's the
about
thing.
we had a relationship and you were horrible. You cheated
Right.
on me, and that's why I left you,
Uh-huh.
and that's why you can't have this. She seemed to say, and I was like, yes. And she's like reliving that final date. We met at 9. We met at 8. I was on time. No, you were late. Oh yes, I remember it well. And
It's
you're
a
like, no,
cute
you
song.
don't.
All the songs in this movie are cute.
Actually, it's kind of creepy if you think
I
about
know
that
you
song.
guys don't like the Napoleon song. That's like my favorite song in the
it's
whole
so-
movie.
What, the same prayer for
It's
me?
Yeah.
so
Say, "Pray for
beautiful.
me
It makes me
tonight.
cry.
Pray for me
It's the
tonight.
first song that she sings as like a woman, as like a prayer, as like
Yeah.
everything goes well, and
It's
she's
so slow.
It's in the moonlight and it's pretty,
And
and
she's
she's
singing
got
to
the
her
cat.
cat.
It
Yeah.
makes me cry. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful song, and her voice is like
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
voice is
Leslie
good.
Caron is a very
Well, yeah, her
beautiful,
voice is
talented
good,
woman.
but-
Well, like the song, it's not that great.
And it's not my favorite
It's
song.
a slow
out of-
moment.
It's a slow
You know what I
song.
mean?
I honestly,
supposed to be.
my
I
favorite
know.
song is that one at Maxime's where he's like, you are too happy today.
Oh.
Like, I love that song.
The Gaston finds out he's cheating. That she's
She
cheating
is
on
not
him.
thinking of me.
That is
And
a good song.
It's such a good song.
Well, it's because of the lyrics. You know, someone has set her on fire. Is it Jacques? Is it Paul?
Leon? Yeah.
You know,
who's
turning
her
her
furnace
furnace
on
on
fire?
fire?
Oh,
Yeah.
she's hot, but it's not for Gaston. And it's so
That's the
cute.
best line. Oh, she's
Yeah.
hot, but it's not for Gaston.
It's adorable.
That's
And
the best
you can
line.
see it in, help me, what's that man's name? The actor.
Louis
Jourdan.
Didn't
Louis
he-
Jourdan. He's very pissed off, and you can tell he's at this table,
gritting his teeth
and
and
here's
stuff,
Eva
yeah.
Gabor like doing things and pouring drinks and picking out cigars and waving to people and being all happy, and he's just kind of like,
You hate me.
Right.
No, real quick though, didn't he learn to speak English to be in this movie? Because he's a French actor.
He is a Frenchman.
Learn? I've heard
I
that.
think so.
That he learned to
might have.
speak English to be in this role, which I think is
Didn't
good.
they get in like a fight because people were saying that his accent wasn't good or something, or his
Well,
singing
I
voice
know
wasn't
that
good?
at one point, I've heard this. This is, I wasn't on set that day, but
I was.
I've heard that he was having trouble singing one of his songs, and the director insulted him, and the director was like, "You sound like Rex Harrison."
Wow.
And yeah, it was some insult like that, and Louis Jourdan was like,
Oh,
"Fuck this shit, I'm out."
speaking of Rex Harrison, by
yeah.
the way, we
Yeah.
should probably touch on how Gigi was only made because he couldn't make My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
Jeanette, would you like to take over?
Yeah. Okay.
About My Fair Lady?
The entire reason that Gigi was made into a movie is because the man that directed it, the people that made Gigi, wanted to make the film adaptation of My Fair Lady, which was a Broadway play at that point. A play, anyway. It was George Bernard Shaw. And then they made it the musical. They could not, because they could not get the rights. They could not get the film rights to the adaptation. And so he was like, well, if I can't do that, I'll make another movie, which is basically the same movie. I'll just do my own thing. And so that's how come he picked a story that was similar.
I'll take that story and set it in France.
It's not the same exact play, but you can see how it's reminiscent. It's, young girl goes through education to better herself and ends up
With a dude.
here. Yeah, which honestly I like Gigi better than My Fair Lady. I don't think that Henry Higgins deserves Eliza Doolittle. I think Eliza Doolittle should have told Henry Higgins to go straight to hell.
I can't say Eliza Doolittle. Like, you have to make me say it, because I always say Eliza Doolittle.
Eliza
like,
Doolittle.
you have to say it in her voice.
Yeah.
I just can't say that.
I mean, in the film that they made, Audrey Hepburn is beautiful and talented and absolutely perfect. Mm-hmm. And Rex Harrison, I like Rex Harrison. He's not a singer. He kind of sings, but he's good.
It's still a good song, though. The Why Can't the English Teach the Children How to Speak?
The songs are
he
great.
Just goes off.
The story is fine. I just think that at the end, I'm upset when she goes back to him and all is forgiven. No, all is not forgiven. You have not apologized. Right. He treats her horribly in the whole play. The whole time he's being a jerk. And Eliza forgives him because she loves him, and it's a whole thing. And in Gigi, she's not... First off, he's not teaching her. And that right there, the whole mentor-mentee relationship thing, this is her aunt's teaching her, and it's teaching her stuff that's actually really useful. Like, this is how you can...
It's basically like home ec.
This is home ec
what is
for
culturally acceptable and culturally respected.
Here's how you eat this. Here's how
I
you
guess.
drink this. Here is how you pick out jewelry. Here is how you pick out cigars. And it's all functional,
Right.
And the only reason that Henry Higgins was teaching Eliza Doolittle at all was because she was part of a bet. It's like She's All That, where... it's exactly like She's All That.
It's exactly like...
You know the movie She's All That with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Rachel Lee Cook? You know this movie, right?
No.
You, of course.
Oh my God. The internet knows.
Answer me!
Y'all know about this movie. It's the same movie. Rachel Lee Cook is like
only ever seen
nerdy
one
and quiet,
Freddie Prinze Jr.
and
movie.
Freddie Prinze Jr. takes on the bet that he can make her be homecoming queen. So he takes her and he fancies her up, and he gets her to take off the glasses because, the second that you
And
cut
then
your
she
hair,
shakes
take off
her
the
hair.
glasses.
I'm beautiful now!
Exactly.
Fuck.
But that's exactly what Henry Higgins did to Eliza Doolittle. I'm going to take this woman from the streets of London.
I can't not say
Eliza
Doolittle.
Doolittle. I'm going to take this woman
To
from the
be
streets of London.
ashamed of
I'm
himself,
going
oh manly
to
count.
teach her elocution. I'm going to give her the high-class London accent. She's going to be a very classy lady. I'm going to dress her and teach her how to walk and teach her how to talk, and how to move, how to speak. And it's very She's All That, and I don't like that.
Because you're training her to be...
he's training her. And
well, no, honestly, though, that's one thing I don't like about Gigi, is that they do train her to be that way, and she is that way. Her aunts teach her to look at jewelry this way, to look at society this way, and when she goes on that big date with Gaston, that first big date where she's debuting as a lady, when she gets there, she's looking out at the dance floor, she sees some lady out there, and she's like, do you see her pearls? They're dipped.
Yeah,
well,
that's not
they're
real
not with a
pearls.
Sue, and the poor thing
right.
doesn't know it. She's literally copying the gossip that she's heard her aunts do, and that part, I was like, I don't like that.
Well, because the whole point of the movie is to get away from the gossip.
That's the thing. It's like you've trained her to be negative like that, and I'm just like, that's the one part for her.
But that's part of what made Gaston realized he didn't like it.
No, he wasn't upset about that part. He was only upset when Honore came out and was like, she can amuse you.
That was the final
That was the final nail.
The whole night he was
But
uncomfortable.
the whole night he was pulling back. He was not 1,000% there, and it was little by little build up.
Because he didn't like.
And
how
then when
people were
Honore
looking
comes
at
in
it.
and he's like, "Oh, look at you dating Gigi. She'll be amusing for like months."
Right.
And he's like, "Oh my God, I don't want her to be an amusement. I want her to be my
wife.
I love her, and I don't want her to be part of this situation. I don't want this." And so
but
he takes her home.
he probably should have explained that to her instead of just grabbing her by the wrist and dragging her out. He's
Okay.
like, "What did I do wrong?"
He did,
oh my God!
He did not understand his own feelings until he goes and sings the song and then
Walking
he comes
angrily.
back.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he didn't understand his own feelings. So I can understand just being like, go away until I can sort myself, and then you know.
Speaking of,
I'm in love. Oh my God!
Honestly, the best moment in this film was something completely unplanned and unscripted, which is in that song where he goes out and discovers that he's in love. You know what I'm talking about. He goes out to discover that he's in love with Gigi, and out of nowhere, the music crescendos, and then in the background there's a fountain, and in the background there's a swan that just goes, blah, right there. And you're just like,
out
oh my God. Because it's like the swan itself was like, oh, Gigi, while you were trembling on the brink, was that young summer blinking under the star.
Well, because it shook its neck right whenever the harp goes. I
know,
it's like
amazing.
this extra.
Visually, it's a very nice movie. Visually, the costuming is pretty great. There's only a couple of dresses I don't like.
I mean, the green screen's pretty awful.
The green screen.
What
color are the trees? Green.
No, the part where they're going underneath the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
I believe it. They're really in that carriage.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, no.
And then Gaston in the car with his little hat and goggles and gloves. Like, because that's what you had to wear back in the day, because you had no windshield.
Back when a glove box was for gloves, am I
when
right?
When the glove box was for the gloves. It's just, it's nice looking at this, the belly pock time period.
She's gonna go there. The belly pock.
That's what it is. That's the time period. Maxime's is in its heyday.
Such an antebellum type of... It's fine.
It's a very nice time period in which to set a movie, because shut up.
We don't play around with our grammar here.
My English is impeccable. No, so yeah, these women
impeccable.
Let her live.
Okay,
let her live.
Impeccable.
The dresses that they're wearing throughout this movie are fantastic. There is a montage in the middle where Gigi goes dress shopping with her aunts. With her aunt and her grandma. It just
occurred to me that is a montage.
It is a montage. It's a dress montage. And they've
montage.
got her wearing these dresses, and some of them are just hideous, and some of them are nice. And
they're not hideous.
They are hideous. There's one with like a poof this big.
Yeah. That's the last one it's supposed to be.
You know, in fairness though, it looks good on the lady that's wearing it, because the lady who's modeling is this much taller.
Right.
And that's the problem, is that dress is clearly made for somebody whose arms are this much longer. And that's why it doesn't look good on her. She looks like she's drowning in it, because she's drowning in it.
Shrink it just a little bit.
They should have picked a
They
model.
added an extra poof to make it silly, though. They completely changed that dress just to...
Well, but if you look at it on her arm, though, it's literally like down
that
here.
Aunt Alicia wears is beautiful.
That pink dress with the bell sleeves, I used to want that to be like my wedding dress.
It's gorgeous.
Like, it's so
this movie, visually, it's beautiful. It's a beautifully filmed movie.
And then that first scene where he's singing about the girl cheating on him, she's wearing that rainbow dress.
She looks like a parrot.
But
in a really good way. It's so pretty. It's got like feathers up here.
It's a parrot, but in a good way.
Yeah, well, kind of like that parrot from Polly, the one that he had the crush on. She had the orange and the green.
You know,
it was colorful like that,
movie.
with the fluff like that.
Did you just reference Polly?
I did. I like the movie Polly.
I mean, I know Tony Shalhoub. But like,
Tony
you just was that 98? 90?
It doesn't. It
doesn't
in my
matter.
heart. Okay. It is eternal.
Oh my God.
It's a good movie too. What? So, yeah, so the dresses in this movie are fantastic. The suits are nice. The acting is great. Leslie Caron, again, is amazing.
I love Leslie. Like, name one thing.
Yeah.
You know, she was in Chocolat, and then she was in...
Yeah.
What else?
She was in Chocolat. She was in Father Goose.
Oh, yeah, Father
yeah,
Goose.
Father Goose.
I love Father Goose.
There was a movie called
Cary Grant.
Lily.
There's a movie
I
called
think
Cary Grant.
There was a movie called Cary Grant.
she ends up working at a circus. I don't like it as much as Gigi.
No.
Gigi's
No,
a great movie.
no, Father Goose is a good
Yeah.
one.
Father Goose is
a good one.
Well, I mean, Cary Grant. What's not to like?
Here she goes.
I-
There's... If you can make it one podcast
Well-
without being like...
Meanwhile, my affection for Leslie Caron has gone unnoticed. That woman is gorgeous.
She actually is really nice.
She is.
She's beautiful.
You know?
And she can sing, and she is talented. And
She can sing, she can dance. After all, Miss, this is friends.
Hello.
She's perfectly cast in Gigi.
I mean, the dinner here, it's
She's
never second
perfect.
best.
And that scene where she's trying to eat the ortolan.
Go on,
And she's
unfold
like,
your
what the
menu.
fuck is
Take
best?
a glance, and then
Like,
you'll be our
Anyway.
guest. Be our
Okay.
guest.
Well, we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
We should wrap it up.
Make with the rappage.
I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever. I'm pretty sure it's my favorite, like, romance movie.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
again, the romance is great.
Right.
It's,
Because they're fighting back against the
Yeah,
society
right.
in which
And
they're
it's-
both trapped.
in which they're both trapped, yes. And he's realizing that he actually legit loves her. He's not in tune with this whole very superficial, very empty Parisian lifestyle that his uncle finds happiness in.
Right.
Gaston is like, I don't want to be like Honoré. I'm not happy there. Honoré is happy, whatever. But I want...
Well, because there's long
significance.
term and then there's short term.
Exactly.
And it's completely...
Yeah, and he doesn't want to use Gigi short term. He wants to... He's like, I actually really love her. I would like to spend the rest of what I've got with her. And that's really nice. I like that. And I like that he's legit in love with her. And I like that she's legit in love with him. It's nice.
I feel like she wasn't trying to be like a commentary on Jeanette's commentary, but like she was just like, you know what? Oh, she's almost done.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
I'm
yeah.
tired.
Well,
Yeah, it's good.
I have opinions and I share them. I do. I know.
I have opinions. And I share them.
Well, I don't
That's
temper
why
my
it's- That's why
opinions.
it's your podcast. That's
yeah.
why it's your podcast.
I recommend
Anyway.
Gigi. I recommend it pretty
Yeah,
hard.
overall, it's
Yeah.
a good movie.
Yes.
There's some problematic elements, but the
But
good
if you look
news
past
is
them, it's fine.
Yeah, put Honoré to the side. He's not the main
the
character.
good news is they
Gaston is over
both
here.
deal with him as the main character that needs to be dealt
Right.
with
Yes.
in that way. So the only
Yeah.
problematic elements are in fact supposed to
And
be.
he basically tells his uncle to go fuck himself at the end, too.
Yeah.
So that's a good...
But then they wrap the whole movie singing "Thank Heaven for Little Girls" again, because it's still Maurice Chevalier being
but
charming.
Because the
and-
cycle goes on, you know,
The
those
cycle
little
goes
eyes
on.
that are so helpless
Yeah.
and appealing. One day, you see, they're gonna flash, and they're just
Yeah.
gonna send you crashing through the ceiling.
But also, they've got Gigi walking through the park wearing that big ass fluffy dress.
well, because
You know,
she's a woman.
Because
now.
she's a woman now, girl. You'll
So
be a
now
woman. So
the ladies that are the women are over here, and the little girls are gonna be ladies soon.
Yeah.
So it's just a cycle,
that's-
just a vicious cycle.
yeah,
You know.
they wanted to wrap it back around, but at that point, Gaston and Gigi are walking through the park together because they are a partnership now.
They're together.
They're together now, and that's important.
At least the movie ended with them just together and not with them getting married. Because I really hate
Right.
how...
Or
I mean, I
like,
love
guess who has a
Thumbelina,
daughter now?
But
and
yeah, it just...
yeah,
I don't know. I didn't need it. And it was perfect the way it was. So
yeah,
I like that movie. Anyway, okay.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
bye.
Well, are you gonna sign off though? Because
We don't have an outro.
we
We
have
don't
not come
have
up with a
an
theme
outro.
song yet.
I'm not... You better not sing song. You better not. Oh my god. I don't know. Goodbye. I love you. Thank you for watching.
Yes.
If you have any
Yeah, leave
suggestions-
something in the comments below to let us know, like, what movies we should do, because half the time we can't decide, and it's difficult.
I mean, if y'all have good suggestions, if you're like, oh my god, I want to hear what you guys think about...
Right,
The
and if I
Pink
haven't seen it,
Panther.
I will go and watch
Yeah.
it, and then come back.
Yeah.
So,
The Pink Panther. Which one? You talking about the Steve
Any of the
Martin
Pink
version?
Panthers, I've got opinions.
You talking about the The Pink Panther Strikes Again?
It's okay.
Like Christopher
It
Plummer.
has to be a movie that Daphne has seen.
Yeah, we'll be.
it has.
It has to be, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
I don't
rule.
watch as many. I'm sorry.
You've seen a lot of movies. You're fine.
Yeah, but not
well,
the
I
level-
can't
y'all
come in here
movie
talking
roulette.
about Bollywood. They won't let me.
We are not Bollywood.
They won't let me.
Okay.
I would like to talk about Bollywood because
I enjoyed Om Shanti Om, but we're not talking about Bollywood.
so bright and colorful.
We're done.
No.
I know.
The Bollywood.
No.
I know.
You can't talk about Bollywood in a podcast. It just is too. It goes on.
How do you
so
just
long.
and then
And
her
then
leg
there was music.
and then
And then there was
How
more
do you-
music.
And then there's a dance segment. Well, this was a musical, and we were able to talk about it.
There's a movie.
there's songs in it.
98%.
It's not. Oh, bye. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
Okay, bye.